Hi, this is Josh. Listen, my roommate's got music playing right now in the background. He's not even in the room. I want to shut it off, but I don't want to touch his tablet. So, if you can hear that in the background, just ignore it. Listen to me. If you want to take a more holistic approach to your life and leave psychiatry because you think you made enough personal growth where you can get off your medication and you can manage your life without psychiatric drugs anymore, if they were doing more damage to your life than they were beneficially, and you want to stop them and take a more holistic approach and go to the gym and work out, drink some herbal tea, some ashwagandha, or some ginkgo biloba, or a nighty-night tea blend, whatever, by traditional medicinals, listen, more power to you. But in Montgomery County, they don't like to give you that option. They will look you up and they will say you were taking medication and not even take into consideration where you're at in your life right now. She said, I think they look at your past. And I said, well, lady, guess what? I'm looking at the present and the future, not my past. And taking into account all the progress you've made, all the weight you lost when you got off the medication. People get acknowledged on Beachbody and win $100,000 for losing that kind of weight. I was put in an institution, put back on medication, and other things were going on. They were blurting things out about me, slamming doors upon my movement around the unit and stuff like that, and subtly blurting comments out about me as I'm walking down the hallway to my room. Like other type of harassment was going on, and not acknowledging how much weight I lost, how good I looked when I came off of the medication. Before I started taking it, I was in excellent shape. And you look back on it, and you were like, when you get older, you look back on your life, and you're like, being that fit, you ran 10 miles on a treadmill, you were working out like an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. Why would you ever go to a psychiatrist? And I'm seeing some other YouTubers making the same mistakes that I do. They look good, they're making content, they're like around the same age I was, 19 or 20, and they think they have to go to a psychiatrist for this issue, and they're starting to take psychiatric medication, and that content they're creating is going to be ruined as soon as they start gaining weight from the medication. And they're not going to, once they get further into psychiatry and see the side effects of the medication, they're not going to want to be on it any longer. And then they're going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be stopping their medication, discovering meditation. You want to exercise to release natural endorphins, and drink some herbal tea, and meditate, and expand your awareness, and gain some insights about your life through meditation, and start meditating and reviewing things in your life story and stuff like that, and becoming smarter and more knowledgeable about your life and how you could have made better choices or whatever your situation was. And Montgomery County, no matter how much progress you make, if you say, doctor, I put myself in psychiatry, I'm going to take myself out of psychiatry, I want to take a more holistic approach to my health, and I don't want to be in psychiatry anymore, I want to drink some herbal tea, go to the gym, work out, meditate, and follow a healthy diet. My naked smoothies, Bullhouse Farm smoothies. You can eat gluten-free, non-GMO, stuff like that. Like the smoothies that are already made up in the store, the blueberry has 38 blueberries in it. Body Armor drinks have B12 vitamins, niacin, and stuff like that. And if you tell Montgomery County, like, look, I made a bunch of progress in my life. I I left that program. I lost all the weight. I had a job. I started working again, and I drink herbal tea now. I meditate. I go to the gym. I exercise, and I'm taking a more holistic approach to my life. Montgomery County does not care. They will base everything off your past. And like I told the lady when she said that, I didn't even say it because I didn't think of it at the time until after the conversation. But what I wanted to say to the lady is, lady, I don't live in the past. I'm in the present and the future. And I don't want to put myself back in psychiatry. And even if they say, well, you have a history of it, well, the psychiatric drugs can create a neurochemical imbalance in your brain because they're technically toxic neuroleptic drugs that are not meant to be in your body. The only biochemical imbalance that you have is when you take the drug, the antipsychotic or whatever it is. So if they want to get technical about your neurochemistry in that area and say, well, this is what you were on before, okay, well, if that's the case, lady, why don't we just stay on a low dose of it then, like what I'm on? You know what I mean? I'm not going to mention my regimen, but I'm not on that much. I'm on a relatively low dose. And why don't we keep it at that, lady, and acknowledge the fact that, okay, this is what he was on before. He doesn't want to be in psychiatry anymore. And instead of stopping the medication completely, why don't you just acknowledge to stay on a little bit of it to help balance out that neurochemistry, that imbalance that the psychiatric drugs create, because they're foreign substances to your body. They're not meant to be in your body. They're toxic neuroleptic psychopharmaceutical medications that are created chemical compounds that disrupt normal brain function and are not meant to be in your body. So the only chemical imbalance that you have is created from taking the medication scientifically. So if you want to stay on a low dose of it because of what you were taking before, but that's not acknowledged either. That's the point of me saying all this. That's not acknowledged. They'll just want to put you back on medication and say, and base everything off your past and say, and they won't acknowledge, admit, doctor, he doesn't want to be in psychiatry anymore. Admit it. Admit to keep him on a low dose of it and see if he's okay with that, and let him go get his medical cannabis card and stay on a little bit of the medication, even though you don't technically have to. If you stay on a low dose of it for a while, it can be stopped completely and you can get off of it completely. So, but that's not acknowledged in Montgomery County either. They want to put you can't grow spiritually. You can't make progress in your life because every time they look you up at your record and they want to put you in the same paradox that you had to break out of, prove your point, get your life back on track. And the psychiatric medications are counterproductive to his lifestyle in all areas. So you want to weigh out the pros and cons. He doesn't benefit from the medication either. So if you come to Montgomery County and you say, I want to take a more holistic approach to my life, they won't even give you that opportunity. They'll just want you back on medication. Even if you don't have a 302 order, even if you're not causing any problems, they'll violate your human rights and make you conform to psychiatry. Or if you don't, some of the places you can refuse the medication because they're not hands-on programs. But if you don't take the medications, they'll keep you the entire duration of the program, which is like 1 to 2 years. Then they'll send you to another structured residential program, and you'll go from one place to the next, all because you're not conforming to psychiatry. Even if you're not causing any problems, you can technically refuse in some of these places, but they punish you in other ways. They'll take away your privileges, go out to Turkey Hill or Wawa on our weekly outings and stuff like that. They'll keep you longer in the place, even if you're not having it, even if you prove yourself and come off the medication and say, doctor, I've been off this medication for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I'm not having any problems. What was I being medicated for? I would like to see what they say. Do you know what I'm saying? So, there is no meditation. There is no yoga, acknowledgement. There is no holistic remedies in Montgomery County. You have a medical marijuana card, they want to take you off of it and put you back in psychiatry. They don't have the moral, ethical authority, the legal authority to make medical decisions for you like that. Do you know what I mean? It's a complete violation of human rights. When you go into Norristown, they don't even have to let you use the phone. They don't have to let you contact an attorney. The first place you go into, you have to get your phone numbers approved. You don't even have the right to call anybody when you first go in there, and you're held in there for competency. And it's all fraud. I should have been cleared after my first evaluation. They kept me in there for 2.5 years. I made $2,500 while I was in there because I had a job packaging utensils. After I was transferred to the other part of it, after a year, I was working and made some money. But the next place they send you to, the RTF, when you go on your outings and stuff, you spend all that money you made going out to Turkey Hill, Wawa, buying food and stuff like that, or ordering days. You spend that money you made, and part of it because my mother was managing my money. What time is it? Hold on a second. I gotta wrap up this video. Part of that was because, listen, with that $2,000 that I had, the other $500 I sent to my father, helped me order some books, been reading. Look at my bookshelf. I got tons of books. I got tons of books on my bookshelf right now. And listen, with that $2,000, if my mother wouldn't have been trying to control that money, she helped me cash the check. But she controlled the money, which I did not appreciate. I would have went on vision racks, reptile enclosures. I would have spent $1,000 on a nice boa constrictor enclosure. The model 420, model 422 on vision cages, vision racks and cages. Look up the website. And because my boa constrictor has been in the basement at my father's house, not being interacted with, being fed somewhat minimally for the size. He said he's going to try to get some frozen rats for it. It's yet to be seen for a better amount of food. But it has to be reached full size by now. And I haven't seen a snake in 4 years. And the cage needs to be cleaned. And I gotta wrap up this video, but I want to get my snake in a nice cage. I would have spent $1,000 on a model 422 cage. I would have spent $350 on a Nitro RC car because I wanted one of them since I was a teenager. It came up in my meditation to get one of them. I reconnected with the hobbies that I had when I was a teenager. I want to get a KTM 150 dirt bike too. A KTM 150 dirt bike designed by Pro Circuit. So I still would, if I would have got the Model 422 Ks for $1,000 and the Nitro RC car, I still would have had $700 left over. But I didn't get to get any of that because my mother was managing my money for me. And that's what happens when somebody else manages my money. I don't get to buy anything of value. Thanks for watching.